rugby. All right, folks. Wait, Tyler, lean over the bar.
Lean over the bar.
Like, damn, dude.
We're recording real quick.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, fit in there.
Yeah. I mean, story of your life, am I
Actually, no.
right? Like, not even once. Okay. All right, folks. Nice watch. Jacob, Alex, you know the deal. Blah, 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 blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
All right, what do you want to talk about?
That was a shit game. I mean, it wasn't a shit game, but
You want
like,
to join in?
you know, we were bound for a stinker, right? And like, I didn't want it to be against Montreal. That's my. I didn't want it to be them.
Yeah.
I would have taken the Sharks, the Flames, the Ducks. It's just a team you don't want to lose to because, like, I hate the Canadians. I hate them so much.
I know. Like, listen, you know, a week or two ago, we were all looking at the schedule like, oh my God, we're going to be at home for all these games. It's going to be against all these dog shit teams.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, we're going to win 12 games in a row.
No, this
that was
doesn't
never going to
happen.
happen.
Yeah.
That was never going to happen. I agree. I hate that it's against Montreal because, you know, social media is going to be fucking circle jerking. Like, oh my God, Cole Caulfield scored a goal. Why isn't he on Team USA? You know.
I can tell you why he's on Team USA.
Because he sucks ass.
Yeah. He scores on an empty fucking wide open net because.
Oh my God, Kirby! Yeah, that was like Kirby Doc's like 10th point of the fucking season.
That was the first time I ever heard that guy's name.
Kirby Doc, he had, despite having multiple goals in multiple games, he still leads the league in minus.
Yeah, he's not.
He's
good.
one of the worst players in hockey. Like,
but he was a high draft pick, and he's on a famous team, so we gotta pretend that he's relevant.
yeah, no, literally, I'm not mad about the loss. It was 3-2. It's not like we blew it out.
I mean, I'm mad about the loss, but I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that like we're suddenly in a bad spot.
No, not at all. We play Philadelphia this week. I mean, we're in a good spot.
That's a much tougher game, though.
Oh yeah,
That is a much
they're
tougher
better
game.
for sure. A better.
But
team.
also, you gotta think we're gonna be playing pissed off. You know, like
Oh,
fuck,
yeah.
man, we really dropped the New Year's game against Montreal.
Yeah, we're probably like, oh man, it's gonna be easy. We beat the Ducks. We beat the Sharks. We beat the Flames. Surely we can beat the Canadians without trying. And the Canadians have been trying a little bit more. Like, you know, I just don't like the loss.
Yeah.
I just go back. I don't like the loss. Like, what do you feel about
I'm
Kyler?
not mad. I'm just like a little disappointed. Mostly because, again, it's the last game of the year in our barn. I kind of wanted to leave off on a pretty decent note. Like, we didn't do awful.
We got all the
Definitely
boys.
could have been better.
So we have all the boys together to
All
watch.
the boys
it.
are
Yeah,
at the
the
bar.
boys are
I know
here.
it's a letdown,
Oh,
but
shit, wait,
hey,
hold
we're
on.
having a good time.
Who just scored for
New Year's.
Chicago? I'm sorry. You think it was Bedard?
No, it's Taylor Hall.
Damn, it should have been Bedard.
Damn, I forgot Taylor Hall was still in the league.
Let's see.
Honestly, just change it to
Yeah,
Bedard.
no, Taylor Hall, wide open net off a deflection on Binnington.
While we are recording this, we are watching
New
the
Year's
Winter
Eve,
Classic
watching the Winter Classic between two teams no one gives a shit about.
with like mediocre sweaters and
I was gonna,
just, eh.
So now we're talking about it. We was watching a few videos about Winter Classic jerseys. And I did want to talk about with both of you because I feel like both of you are very much into jersey designs and you know how well they're executed.
Oh, absolutely.
I feel like our Winter Classic is one of the better ones the league's seen.
yeah.
In a
minute too.
I feel like it wasn't very well received, but like to me,
It's
I'm
so
like,
nice.
It's,
Like,
to me, I'm like,
we're wearing
it's-
these right
it's,
now.
It's simple, you know.
And
It's
I
simple,
love
it's
numbers.
clean.
I love the number. I love like the little
The
details
cream
of the
colors,
numbers.
just
The-
the font alone is great.
To me, the real standout is the golden chain stitching on
Oh, yeah.
everything. Like
Yep.
those, the details. The details
And-
are what
and then-
matter.
and then we
the,
don't
the felt numbers.
Yeah.
It's not like the big hard logo.
We
you
also
know?
don't include the overall setup too. The gloves were like a yellow mustard
Oh,
color.
that's right.
Yeah.
I forgot
The
about
the
that.
pants had the sword on the
And then,
side.
and then, Kyler, do you remember on the helmets they had like Vegas?
And it was
written in
raised.
gold
It was,
cursive?
yeah, it was
Like,
raised too.
That shit was dope.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah, but like with these jerseys today against the Blues and the Blackhawks, I don't like either of them.
again, like we said earlier,
I like the Blues
The brown
more.
gloves were cool.
Yeah, the brown gloves,
like,
like
that's
the classic
about it.
gloves. Yeah.
Well, Chicago's one of those teams where it's like, well, they've been around for 100-something years. They've never changed their fucking jersey once. I'm like,
But they've had
I'm like,
so
what
many.
What the fuck are you throwing back to at this point? Like, what can you
and
do?
they've had
Like,
so many Winter Classics or outdoor games. Like, pick somebody else, anybody else.
I don't think either of them are ugly, but like also they
just mediocre.
This is going to be the most like forgettable Winter Class.
Oh
thing,
yeah,
like,
100%.
Oh,
And then
we're in the middle of it, and I already forgot about
yeah,
it.
we're
Yeah,
talking
I'm like,
about our
who's
jerseys.
playing?
We're
I
talking
don't
about our
know.
jerseys, but was the Kraken's jerseys not super nice
They were
last year?
great.
They were
I liked
great.
it. They looked
They were
cool.
gorgeous.
The whole fit was nice. I liked like the socks and everything to go with it.
Yeah.
It looked cool. It
Like
was
the
clean.
barber pole design, yeah.
Do you guys know it was a really memorable Winter Classic for me? I think it was 2020. It was Nashville and Dallas.
Oh, wait, Corey Perry took the walk of shame?
Yeah, well, they
That
both,
Dallas jersey was nice.
I say they both had really memorable jerseys. It was a memorable matchup because it was like in the South. And then they had all these like, you know, kitschy like little like oh yeah, we're having pig races outside the
Yeah,
you know what I
they
mean?
made
Like,
a time out of it. Yeah.
they really made the event match where they were at. And it
Well,
felt,
that's
it felt different.
That's the one
you know?
last year. I mean, I think we barely talked about it on this podcast, but Jake and I went to the Winter Classic last year in Vegas, Seattle. But they were throwing fish. in
Yeah.
the stadium.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
That was a
cool.
They were
cool
throwing
ass
fish
entrance.
like across, and they had fire throwing fish, and they had Chicago like not Chicago. I'm sorry, they had. Yes, we're watching it right now, but they had Seattle like icons. Like they had everything was like built out. It was so much fun, and like that stadium, like the way they had the rink between
It was
first
cool
and
as
third.
shit. I'm not
was
gonna
like-
lie.
Remember they had the half sunken ship with the tentacles.
Oh, that was awesome.
Out in the outfield, and
And then they let kids like skate with
they had
with
Santa
Bowie.
Claus and Mrs. Claus in a
Oh, yeah.
boat, you know.
That's
Like,
right.
It's so much fun. Like this, it feels hollow to me because.
It's Alex, it's Wrigley Field.
But
it's
the-
Wrigley Field.
The
That's a
fucking
historic.
the
It's
ice
Wrigley
isn't
Field.
the ice isn't the outfield. You can't see it from
Wait.
anywhere but the top deck
Jacob,
on
where
the
they
corners.
They're playing at Wrigley Field.
Oh shit, they're playing at Wrigley Field.
Wrigley Field, it's historic. I'm
Guys,
like,
it's Connor Bedard at Wrigley Field. He has the makeup. He has
Oh my
the
God,
eye marks.
oh my God,
It's
I
like
mean,
peanut butter and jelly.
Connor
It just goes
just shot
together
the
so
puck.
well.
hey, it was 7 shots to 1. Now it's 7 to 5. So
Who scored again?
Taylor Hall,
Taylor Hall.
Yeah.
Taylor Hall.
Who I forgot was in the league.
Yeah, I would take Taylor Hall as a bottom 6 scoring winger.
But yeah,
But-
going back to like today's
But like,
game
yeah,
with the
good today's
Knights,
game,
like,
and
I'm
whatever.
not mad, just a little
Yeah.
disappointed. I wanted to finish off on a strong note, but
Hey, we were bound for a loss. We
yeah, I
won
was like
6
again,
in a
going.
row.
Yeah,
Well-
I thought it was 7 in a row.
Kyler, me and Alex, all we do is fucking, talk about the same shit every day. I would like a fresh perspective. How do you feel about the team and where they're at right
Yeah.
now?
Like, what
Honestly,
do you think?
with the Knights, they're doing better than I thought they were going to do this year. At the
I
beginning of the
agree.
year, I thought we were maybe going to go for a wild card spot at best. I had
Yeah.
no idea we were going to be doing this well.
Yep.
I'm very thankful and happy that we're doing this well, and I'm excited to see how the rest of the year is going to play out. I really hope we can get, again, Barbashev back and healthy. Just stay healthy for the rest of the year, and then once playoffs hit, just really fucking hit that ground running.
Well, that's kind of another thing to think about, right? It's
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, we're also missing our fucking leading scorer, and our first line left winger.
We shut out the Flames without Nick Waugh, without Ivan Barbashev. We beat the Sharks without both of them. The Sharks have been heating up. Like I know they've lost a lot in a row, but
also,
those are
like, they
games
haven't
that were
been complete
close.
ass either.
Yeah, Macklin Celebrini and Will Smith have been really fucking good. But yeah, you're right. No, like I think both Jacob and I we tried not to be homers, but we put them in first. I had Vancouver in first to start the year. Jacob had us in first, but we're both like tentatively like we could finish third to fourth, or like
yeah.
it's just
I
you don't
think
know.
at the end of the year we ended up. I think we both put ourselves put Vegas at second in the league.
Yeah, yes, and then it's just.
Or in the division.
Yeah, and but we both did that before what happened in fucking the drama in Vancouver with Demko being out, and then apparently JT Miller and Elias Peterson hating each other.
Yeah, that's one thing. Fucking Vancouver. Like, are they in deep trouble?
I think so.
I think they might be.
I sent you the article. Patrick Alvin, the GM of the Canucks, like. They were talking about Elias Pettersson and like how he's not playing up to his new contract, and he didn't rule out trading him. And I was like, How do you trade Elias Pettersson? Like, sure, just cover
I'll be right back.
Yeah, so it just goes to show, fucking everyone always has that recency bias. You always
totally.
You always think 1 year is gonna play out the same as the last year.
I know we were underrating our own team, but I'm very pleasantly surprised with how well they're doing.
Yeah.
This was the year we both thought like it's a transition year. We'll see. We could be good. We could be bad. Anything could happen. And they're squarely first in the Pacific.
Yeah.
And Edmonton lost the fucking Ducks. Like,
well, I was gonna say we're first in the Pacific, and us and Winnipeg are basically just throwing first.
Knife fights.
Just throwing first in the league back and forth for the last few weeks.
Totally. I would. And then we talked about this too. It's like, it's cool to be first in the league, but then I'd much rather finish first in the West, or not West, first in the Pacific, and not be the President's Trophy.
We're doing a little podcast.
Yeah.
I do not want to win the President's Trophy. I really
no,
don't.
Same. I'm like, you know what? And that's the thing, is I know we both fucking hate to see the team lose. The team hates to lose, but at the same time, it really is as simple as you can't win a ball, and even if you can, you probably don't want to, because you want to have something left in the tank for fucking.
Oh, he's waiting on your beer bag.
Oh.
We're talking about the President's Trophy. Like, I really don't want to. I don't want to win the President's Trophy at all.
No, because I
don't want that pressure coming in. I'd rather go to Winnipeg or the Devils.
Yeah, just anybody else. It would be cool to win it and have it, but at the same time, it's not. I'd rather have the cup. That's what I want
100%.
Exactly.
I do not give a shit about regular season trophies.
No. I was I don't think I've ever been who's going to get the President's Trophy this year?
I don't care.
That's kind of cool.
It's cool, yeah.
Do you know who won the President's Trophy last year?
Yeah, fucking
and
Rangers.
they raised a banner called. They said they called themselves the regular season champions.
The New York fucking Rangers.
Yeah,
and they're
where the fuck are they now?
8th place in the Metro. They are dead last in the Metro.
They are dead last in the worst division in hockey.
I was like, Matt Rem could fight so many people.
The Rangers are awful. Shesterkin, you were thinking about trading him in the fantasy league.
Yeah.
He just went on IR.
I feel bad. I know he's not, but Mike, for listening to this, I sent that trade proposal before that news came out. I wasn't trying to give you a poison pill. I swear to God.
While you could.
No,
I swear to God, I wasn't trying to give you a poison
that's
pill.
the thing. Like, Shesterkin's not the problem in that team. It's just.
It's a stat. I've kind of taken to watching their games out of more of a curiosity.
Mika Zibanejad is dog shit.
The complete commitment to poor defense on all
It's
aspects
so bad, man.
is staggering.
It's
every skater in that team just seems to
don't
be
care.
committed to playing as worst defense as they
Yeah,
can.
yeah,
It's
that-
awful.
The game against Florida, we were talking about this earlier. Zibanejad just threw a fucking pizza straight to Gustav Forsling, blind passed it, and up to the ice to try to get it out, just not thinking. And Forsling shot it in, and at least ran and deflected it.
Yeah.
It's just, they're bad. I think more just to talk about a team like that, like the Rangers, put it in the perspective of we lost to the Canadians.
Big fucking whoop.
In perspective, we're still first in the Pacific
Yep.
by a good amount of points. We're only 2 points behind Winnipeg for first. And the teams that should be good, like the Rangers, are 8th in the Metro. The Canadians the Oilers, they're second place in the Pacific, but they're still 6 points off of us.
Yeah.
We're having a good season. The Devils are really good, but the Devils should be good.
Yes. On paper.
The Devils should be great, and they are really good. I'm perfectly okay with. I hate losing the Canadians, but it's okay losing this game because you're still at the top of the standings.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, this wasn't a game that we needed to win.
Totally. No. We didn't.
And let's be real, it's fucking New Year's Eve. It's literally a 12 o'clock fucking puck drop.
Those boys are probably thinking about I'm gonna go fucking get shit faced.
Yesterday was supposed to be their day off. They had to practice because there wouldn't be fucking time for a morning skate today.
Yep.
It's one of those weird games. Montreal has everything to gain. We have nothing to lose.
And Montreal's got a ton of young guys. They have something to prove. We're just
well, and it's like I said, let's be real. All they're trying to do is relive the glory days of their literally only fucking playoff run ever.
Yeah.
You know, like
2020, literally.
it's like that fucking Mad Men meme with John Hamm. You know, like,
I
feel bad for you.
I don't even know who you are.
I don't think about you at all.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
Not even a little bit.
they had this shit circled on their calendar for 2 weeks.
Yep.
And Vegas is
They're
like,
getting
oh, this is just another day at work for me.
But
Yeah,
in all
no.
reality, like the only players that are still on that team from that run was
They got a lot.
It's like Gallagher and Anderson.
And
They-
Suzuki. And fucking, Gallagher, Anderson, Suzuki.
Caulfield played a little bit.
No, Caulfield played a lot in that
Did
series.
he?
He played
Did he?
every game
Okay.
in that series. It's basically, well, that's the thing. They're a young team. It's basically all the same guys. Fucking
Yeah.
pretty.
Yeah.
Who do they change? Fucking Christian Dvorak and fucking a random defenseman after.
Congrats. Yeah.
Fucking what's his name retired?
Shea Weber. But like, yeah, no, but that's also the thing with like hockey media is that they're always going to put the emphasis on the Canadian teams.
Yeah.
Right? And especially on Montreal, because Montreal is the oldest team in the league. I know everybody came in as together as the original six, but Montreal had a hockey team like the Maroons way before that. They had it since like fucking the World War I, shit like that. And of course, they're always going to be like, oh yeah, we're at that birthplace of fucking professional hockey. I'm like, guys, you haven't done shit in 30 fucking years.
Who gives a
Get
fuck?
over it. Like, I mean, I know Jake and I ruminate on hating Canadian sports teams, but I mean,
Like, the longer the cup stays out of Canada, the funnier it gets.
oh,
every year.
it's hilarious.
It's my favorite running joke.
It is.
And again, like
It's
every
been-
year, I'm like, it's not gonna be as funny. No, it just keeps
It gets
getting
funnier. I don't give a shit. It's every year that it goes past 30. It's like, oh, guys, you guys are getting close to half a fucking century, boys. You're closer to half a century than zero. And it's like what the Canadians won in 93, 94, something like that.
I think so. No, it was 93 because it was the same year I was born, and I feel like I'm the curse that brought it on all of
Yeah.
Canada.
So until you die, Kyler. So
Which
live
will never-
until you're 100 and
Oh.
just let those
And just keep it going.
live out of spite. No.
I need to survive.
No, it's like it cracks me up. Like I know we're supposed to do post game, but like it's just this is what the podcast is, just talking shit. But like it cracks me up so much how much investment that the Montreal, like just Canadian fans in general, put into this game.
That's the thing. I feel like we're all pretty big fans. We're all
Or
pretty
we're
big
huge fans.
I
Or we're
love
massive
hockey.
fans. Yeah.
It's one of my favorites.
But it doesn't
of all time.
control our lives,
No,
right?
like,
Yeah.
again, with like a loss, like it's still a loss. I'm not gonna be like really upset about it. Like it is what it is. But like I know, like if
But
it was
here's
the other
also
way
another-
around, Canada would probably be on suicide watch.
Oh
at this
yeah,
point.
but here's another example though. Like, look at prospects. Lane Hudson for the Canadians. Every time that man touches the puck in Montreal, they get up and stand and cheer.
That'd be like if every time Kate Korzak touched the puck, everyone gave him a
Lost their minds, right?
Oh my God, the next coming of Christ is here.
It's like, Cole Caulfield's
And then
having
on the flip side of that, whenever someone has a bad game, it'd be like we all stood up and we're like,
die. Well, it's like
The imposter.
Yeah, it's like Cole Caulfield is having a really good year. He's scoring. Don't get me wrong, he's having a good year. But Cole Caulfield can have a good year. Nick Suzuki can have a good year. Lane Hudson could be, second in Calder points, right?
Yeah.
But there's still fundamental flaws about your team to where you're not going to compete.
Yeah. It's so funny that they're expected to lose.
Like, Arbor-Zhekai is still on your team. Yeah, he can fight. He can't defend.
Yeah.
You don't have a real starting goaltender.
yeah.
They're rebuilding, sure, but it's every year that it's like every year where it's like, oh, we're competing. You're not competing.
No.
You're not competing. You're gonna be bottom. You're gonna be fifth or less.
Yeah, I was like, at this point, it's not even the same league.
No. Like, yeah, I know. I know they beat us today, but that is more of a test to the parity in the league.
Not today, I'm not.
Yeah, the parity in the league is the highest it's ever been
Yeah.
because of the cap going up. Like, the parity is very high, We talked about that this early in the year. But no, like the parity's extremely high this year. Like anybody can beat anybody in this league this year. There's
And
no
again, with this year, it's not a goalie year. Like all goalies have been having terrible years.
Oh yeah,
Or
scoring
terrible
is
time.
way up.
yeah. If
Like,
the only
it's
thing
like-
is,
Hang on.
Is that
Sorry.
Chance the Rapper?
Is that Chance the
That
Rapper
is
on?
Chance the Rapper.
Damn, he hasn't been relevant in like 6 years, so no wonder the
That-
NHL got
and again,
him.
that's why. Look at this. Like, this is this
Save
fucking.
the NHL.
This is why this is like the most forgettable fucking Winter Classic ever. Like, I know they had fucking Heart last year in Seattle, but they're classic rock band. Chance the Rapper's just been terrible for a long time.
Well, it's sad because I used to really love Chance the Rapper. He had that acid rap was so fucking good. And then he got married, and then suddenly all the songs became
I love my wife.
My wife.
Yeah, loving his
I love
wife
my
and
wife.
being Christian.
And then they got divorced this year.
Yeah. I love my wife. My wife is so lovely.
I mean, this is no Kendrick in the Super Bowl, but
Oh, I'm excited for that.
this, I'm like,
Super Bowl Kendrick.
I didn't even remember that they did this. Like, just why?
We're watching it with the volume down. I wonder what song he's even doing. I hope he's doing like a classic acid rap song.
Oh yeah, like his actual good music and not like
I-
whatever came off the last album.
Every summer, I have to listen many times to Favorite Song with him and Childish
Oh,
Gambino.
so good.
This is my favorite song. You still know the words. Good shit.
Yeah. He's having a good time.
Hey, well, if that's true, if he did get divorced, maybe he's supposed to have a comeback, you know?
I would hope so.
I'm not saying getting married ruins your creativity, but, you know.
I hope Victoria's not
Sometimes
listening.
it does.
I hope Victoria's not listening to this right now. Tyler's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of the married
All I'm
folks.
saying is that when you're heartbroken, that's often when you pull
Hey.
shit deep out of yourself,
Hey,
right?
I'm married and I decided to start this podcast. So the creativity juices were flowing.
Well, I'm pretty sure Chance the Rapper has more monthly listeners than we do.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
Without a chance.
I see what you did.
Ah.
High fives all around.
No chance. Anyways, fuck the Montreal. Canadiens.
Montreal
No, fuck
Canadiens.
yeah.
But like,
Yeah, fuck
I know we're talking about the Winter Classic jerseys a little bit more. Other than ours, like, what were some of your favorite like outdoor Winter Classic like jerseys?
Well, I
Period.
already mentioned it, but I really liked that both jerseys in the Nashville versus Dallas
Yes,
one.
the Dallas one is. I really love that Dallas
I
one.
know a lot of people didn't like the Nashville one. I thought it was a little slept on. I'm not. I notice a lot of hockey fans don't like wordmark jerseys, but I think I do. I do like wordmark
Yeah.
The
jerseys.
it said Smashville across it.
No,
right?
that was their Stadium Series.
that was
jersey.
ugly.
That one was ugly. I still liked it more than most people. But their Winter Classic one, it was white and it said like Nashville and like loopy black writing.
Oh yeah.
And then it had like the black Panther
Oh yeah,
logo.
I did not mind that one at all. At all.
I also really liked Minnesota's jersey against
The
St. Louis.
Minneapolis ones.
Yeah, the it was. I think that was 2021.
Yeah. The where they were like dark
They
green,
played-
dark red.
They played it in Minneapolis. It was like minus 20 fucking degrees.
Oh yeah, we're
They had to have like those giant heaters on the fucking benches.
Yeah, just like something.
where what's his name? His mustache froze.
Yeah.
He played for us.
Well, see, John Merrill.
John Merrill. Yeah, his
So
mustache
even
froze.
then, like, I love that shit because I'm like, yeah, that's what the Winter Classic's supposed to be. You're
Yeah.
supposed to be cold.
Yeah,
You're supposed to be chilly.
his mustache was really frozen. I was telling Kyler earlier it's now kind of their alternate, but St. Louis's last outdoor game, the light blue with the music
Yeah.
note, those were gorgeous jerseys, beautiful
Yeah.
jerseys.
I did like Pittsburgh Penguins like Winter Classic from a couple
I
years
did
ago.
too. The
It was
Pirates.
Just, yeah.
The
I didn't
Pirates
mind
all-
those at
Yeah,
all.
again, it
People
was
hate
simple.
those-
It was clean. I liked it.
People hate those
And
jerseys.
I like
I
the
like
Boston meth bear as well.
Oh my god, yes, that little fucking bear.
As much as people hate Boston, their special jerseys are gorgeous.
Yeah.
Like
I
their
can't argue.
anniversary jersey from this year, last year, beautiful. Like every jersey they've done is very nice. But yeah, I didn't mind that Pittsburgh jersey
No.
at all. Like I know that it was like it's a weird yellow. I'm like,
Like,
they're
no.
paying homage to the Pirates.
Yeah, and again, like I'm not like a Pittsburgh like fan at all with anything, but I do like that all their sports teams all have like the same color.
Yeah.
That's
okay, I
rad
love
as
that.
hell,
They all have like
because-
yellow and black.
Yeah,
and,
and it just all works well together. And I'm like, you know what, that's cool. That's a
Yeah.
city that like we love our sports no matter what, and the fact that they all have the same color, I'm like, that's rad as hell.
That's awesome. And then like you being an Avalanche fan, how'd you feel about that one outdoor series, the Mountain
I liked it.
You like the mountain? I
liked
love the mountain.
It was nice.
I didn't like that one as much.
You didn't like that one?
No,
I
liked it.
I almost bought it myself just because I love that mountain jersey.
I like the concept, but something about the execution didn't quite. I love the reverse retro.
Oh,
Yes.
I love the reverse retro
Yes.
when we played the Tahoe game against them.
Yes,
God,
that was a
so
gorgeous
nice.
jersey.
That one I definitely would like to own one day.
Yeah, you're gonna have to find that thing on
cool.
eBay for like $600.
Do you know what I think was the best Winter Classic jersey matchup of all time? I'm not gonna know the year, so don't even try to ask. But many moons ago, fucking Detroit versus Toronto, and they didn't do a white jersey. It was just red versus blue.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, was it the Arenas one where it's just the team?
No, it was the Leaf, but it was just.
Oh,
it
yeah, I
was
know what you're talking
gorgeous.
about. I know what you're talking about.
I know this is an audio medium, but I feel like I have to show you guys the picture just so you know, fucking.
It was like it wasn't quite their blue, but it was a little darker, but it wasn't navy.
So it was 2014.
I know what you're talking about. I know what, yeah.
10 years ago.
Yeah, a decade ago.
Jesus.
Let's see what this looks like.
Oh, yeah. Those are nice.
Oh,
Look at that. Oh, that's beautiful.
God. Even that red.
Yeah,
for
that's
Detroit
just
is
so
And again,
nice.
That's just
bringing
a
back
gorgeous
those brown
jersey.
gloves.
Just so.
Dude,
And then he's
brown
got the
gloves
brown
look
pads
so
on that
good.
too.
Yeah, the brown pads with the red and then
Oh.
the cream.
But yeah, and they're white.
And then that the word mark and
Yeah.
And the
fucking-
Detroit word mark isn't white; it's cream.
yeah.
That, honestly,
And then the stylized leaf
they're
for
The leaf,
Toronto.
yeah,
and
with
then
glowing.
the curve to the word
Oh,
mark.
Yeah.
like,
that's so
I'm
nice.
not even
Now-
mad at them.
I feel like we need more of that. Like, it's
Yeah.
like, oh, well, dark jerseys for home, white jerseys for away. I'm like, well, guys.
No, just give
Or
them colors.
Just
we
opposite colors.
Exactly. I'm like, well, guys, it's not 19. We have colored televisions now.
Yeah.
Like, I know
Like-
the difference between red and blue. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to get confused,
It would be cool to see like Anaheim or Anaheim. The Kings,
Anaheim did have
the Sharks.
Anaheim did have an outdoor game, and that jersey was atrocious.
Was
It
it?
was ugly,
Oh, that
and
makes me
then
sad.
San Jose also had an outdoor game, and that jersey was also ugly as shit.
Like as much as I dislike those teams, they have really good.
The
jerseys.
San Jose's current jersey setup is beautiful. The
So,
jerseys are
I
so
would think
nice.
Their winter versions would be even better.
Well, I mentioned this earlier before we started recording, but Gary Wallace has implied, and a lot of guys that work with the team have implied that, like, basically saying, like, hey, a couple of owners in the league have some real pull. One of them is Bill Foley.
Well, yeah.
And when we agreed to be in the Winter Classic away in Seattle, I don't want to say like a deal was made, but Bill Foley basically looked Gary Bettman in the eye and said, Las Vegas needs an outdoor game.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Yeah.
No, I
And
think
apparently, the rumor is that next year the Stadium Series will be in Florida. So I'm like, if you have the technology to have an outdoor game in Florida, you gotta
Well,
you have the technology to have an outdoor game
they're
in
probably
Vegas.
gonna have it at the Marlins Stadium. That's like because the Rays the roof got ripped apart in the hurricane. So they're probably gonna have it at the Marlins. And I saw the whole argument. It's like, well, if they close the roof, is it really an outdoor game? I'm like, yes, it is.
Yes.
It is.
That's why Seattle was so cool. They had the half roof. So we're like,
Yeah.
well, if it rains, they can do the half roof.
Which is fine.
My wife is here.
Okay.
Oh.
We're recording. You want a beer?
That's your way.
That's true love there.
All right. Well, fun time's over, guys. Let's wrap it up. Long
No,
story
she asked
short.
she's okay. She's asked if I had a tab open. She's drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Today.
I know we're talking about. Yeah, we're
Yay.
talking about Winter Classics. But like talk about actual holiday season. Like yeah, you can take it off, but also if when you work and people want to do things, and, like actually do work.
No, that's fine.
Go fuck yourself.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy
See
New
ya.
Year.
Yay.
Well, that's what I've been saying this whole time, dog. Fucking, people are like, well, why use the PTO? You could just go to work and
'Cause
no
someone's
one's working anyway. I'm like, yes, they goddamn
Someone's
are.
gonna fucking
There's
want
always
to be.
psychopaths
Yeah.
that
Oh,
want something
totally.
from you. They're
Yeah.
emailing you. They're calling you. They're creating artificial deadlines in their head and putting that pressure on you.
Literally. Like,
No,
let me
not
see.
for me. Not for me.
No.
So I took from December 22nd to January 6th off. I think that's the way to go.
Yep,
knew
I
that-
agree.
I don't know about you, but yesterday as I was lounging around the house doing nothing, I was like, God, I needed this.
Oh yeah.
I gotta
No,
do
just to
this.
do nothing. That's the part of the holiday season. is doing nothing.
Because, you know, I'm just doing shit fucking all day, every day.
Like, it's especially like working salary jobs like you and I. Like, no.
Well, I'm hourly, but my hours are
An office
guaranteed.
job, yeah.
And
You're working 40 fucking hours plus a week.
Yep.
But like, working those jobs, it's the holidays, guys. Like, I know, Kyler, you're working here at Mojave, and then you're a couple
Well,
other
that's
things.
because people want to drink during the holidays, so it's not the same. But
I feel like
like
it's-
an office job, like there's literally no reason for us to be doing anything right now.
No,
No reason.
I was telling him, I was like, I came in on, I came in, I work from home. I booted my computer up on Monday, and they're like, people's like, when is this thing going to be done? I was like, motherfuckers,
Like, calm down.
calm down. It's
the new
going to be after the first
again.
year.
Nothing's gonna happen till the start of the new year.
Exactly.
And yeah, like I was talking with you guys the other day, we're like, I'm surprised the government shutdown didn't happen because
Oh, Jacob was
he was
so hoping.
And at this point, I'm just like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, take your time. I don't care anymore. Like,
Yeah, no,
the government's
totally.
gonna do what the government's gonna do.
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
And
Like,
if at least, if again, Jacob could benefit from it, then at this point, by all means.
and it was the funniest thing too, because he was like super hoping for it, and like because he officially went on vacation last Monday, the Monday before Christmas, and you keep talking.
My name's Jacob. I'm a fucking moron.
That was the very handsome, most sexual Tyler. Oh yeah.
The smallest head of the group. The smallest head.
No, that's fair. Oh shit! I'm a normally like a 3 or 4.
So my wife, she's over
My
there.
wife.
She and the hat that I was wearing when we came for New Year's Eve, she found it. She's like, it might fit you. 'Cause it looks like it's a relaxed fit. And I'm
Hold on.
still
Let me
on the
see your
second. I'm still on the second rung of hats.
Oh, it fits. It's tight, but it fits. But I feel like if I leave it on, it's gonna leave like a ring on my
Oh yeah,
forehead.
literally. That's literally
Oh.
what it leaves.
Get it,
Let me see if this fits my head on 2 rungs.
dude. The one that
See, look at this thing.
Oh, I got it
doesn't
at
fit-
the-
It's that high on my head. It doesn't go down.
Well, you do have some thick, nice black hair there.
I also have a thick, fat head. Like, I literally wear an oversized 8 on a hat. Like, a fitted hat, I'm like 8 1/4. It's an impossible size to find.
No,
Like,
but
you think it's 'cause
hat
it's a
that
big
Lance
brain,
had,
it's 'cause I have a
really
fucking
like.
thick
It was
skull?
simple, match the gray sweaters.
Oh, yeah, it's a nice hat. It's a nice hat. Every time
this one. You have another one.
every time Jacob and I find a hat that either fits each other, we're
Yeah.
both like, buy this hat right now.
But we gotta.
Both big head monsters.
Big ol' heads.
Yeah, but like, God, what were we talking about? So like, went on a tangent, but we still have time. It's only 33 minutes. We know what we're talking about. Oh, we're talking about just the holidays.
Yeah,
Like,
just holidays in general and all that.
like I'm almost like envy. Like, I know, like you and Tyler, like working like a job like this, where like, yeah, it's a brewery and you have to work, but you're also having a good time, right?
Oh yeah, and
you're
again,
like,
I get paid to watch hockey,
yeah.
chit chat, and drink beer while
And
working.
it's not a lot to complain for me because I work from home, but it's just also like, the thing that gets me is like between like the 24th and like New Year's,
Oh, yeah,
people
it's
expecting things like
No.
to be done. Like, there's no
If you
way.
expect anything to happen in the last 2 weeks of December, why? Like,
Yeah,
that,
like,
the
I,
whole world just takes those 2 weeks to just fuck off and do whatever.
Yeah, there's no way you're getting shit done like that.
no,
Like, it's just impossible.
don't expect anything from me out of the last 2 weeks. Like,
Exactly.
it's the end of the year. Nobody cares.
Nobody
it is what it
cares.
is.
We were in Seattle this time last year, and I broke out the computer because like I didn't like take PTO because who gives a shit. And Jacob looks at me. He goes, "What's wrong with you?"
You did not?
It's the mad lad.
Good to know.
He also did. He said, "I'm Jacob, and I'm fucking stupid."
It was like looking
that's
in
not
a
very
mirror.
But we also like ended up talking about hat sizes, and you know how Tyler's got a little baby head.
He got tiny.
No, he
head.
doesn't have a little head. He has a normal head. We just have big ass heads.
No, so I tried to put
I
this
think I
hat,
got a
and it
normal
didn't
head.
fit over my head.
He's got the one brain cell. He doesn't got a lot to work with.
I don't need that much space.
No.
I need all this extra space for my big brain, man. Making predictions like, yeah, Vegas
Honestly,
will beat Montreal.
It's probably all those hockey facts and hockey info that you guys
blowout.
know.
It's just,
Guaranteed
it's not even the
blowout.
brain that
Happy
blows it up,
holidays.
it's the skull. Like, it's just the skull thickness gets thicker, and so the brain volume.
I'm just big boned is all.
Me too.
The next game that the Knights play is going to be
What?
Thursday against
Thursday
Flyers,
against
right?
the Flyers, yeah.
Oh, is that a home game or away game?
Home game.
Oh, nice.
Well, that's the thing about the stretch. It's a lot of
A
home games.
lot of home
Or-
games, yep.
I think it's more like 6 or 7 left now.
It's a
but
ton. It's
like
a lot.
We
It's a
look at a
lot.
stretch where it's like, oh yeah, we have like 12 games and like 2 of them are away.
We're basically...
But both of the away games were one day in San Jose.
Yeah, because we're at home until the break, right?
I think so.
I think so.
Yeah.
Until the.
That's because that November was so brutal. We were on
That
the road
November
the
was-
whole month.
But my also thing is like, if we can play through that November and still being first the way we are, we've got a good chance. That November was fucking brutal.
Yeah.
It was a brutal stretch of games.
No, that's
Like
fair.
and we won in Winnipeg. We beat Winnipeg here. We beat Montreal in Montreal. We beat Edmonton in Edmonton. I know we lost 6-3 at another point in Edmonton, but we're winning games when we should. And like Kyler said it earlier, Jesus Christ.
They're really making St.
I feel so
This
bad.
is awful, dude.
Why are there so
walking
many
down the
stairs?
stairs.
Winter Classic, and they're making St. Louis walk
downstairs.
Like, and
In
they're like,
skates,
there's
man.
stairs. Like, that's at least 2 flights.
That is
If I was
brutal,
a player,
dude.
that
I'm like,
alone-
fuck you.
If I was a player, that alone would piss me off enough to be
Oh,
like,
yeah.
hey, let's go.
Yeah, I
Did
was
you
like,
not see how that? I don't know who that
Dude.
was, just climbing down the stairs.
And
Yeah.
at that point, you're telling me that the baseball players in cleats have to do that? That's still obnoxious.
At least the cleats are shorter, right?
Yeah, but it's God, don't even
This
want
is
to try.
brutal, dude. Yeah.
That I am happy they showed that because it was funny to watch. Like,
I'd be
God
pissed
damn.
off. Yeah, if I was fucking
I'd be
anybody
like,
on
you
the
know what?
on
No,
the
I'm
Blues,
putting
I'd be
my-
like, I'm gonna die.
Dude, I'm lacing up on the
Tyler
bench.
Bertuzzi is the most hideously ugly man I've seen in my life. Just like everything about him is unappealing.
Also, he's been on like a different team every year for the last
Yeah,
like,
because
5
he was
years.
on Chicago, he was on Toronto, he was on Boston, he was in Detroit.
Yeah.
See, maybe that guy was just a pussy. Everybody else is kind of
Yeah, I was
like,
like, all right.
look at the goaltender.
The
He's
goalie's
just like,
like, this
I
is
got
nothing.
it. But still, going down the stairs in skates.
Oh God, fuck, I wouldn't even want to do that. I was like, fuck yeah, I'm lacing up on the bench.
Yeah,
I'm not
but
even
like,
gonna try.
back to the Tyler Bertuzzi joke. That man is
Yeah.
a hideous human being. Yeah, 'cause wasn't he on Detroit in the COVID year where he like refused to get the vaccine
Well,
and
that's
they're
why
like,
fucking Stevie Y traded him because he refused to get vaccinated, and
and
they're like, well, that means we're going to have to sit out all the games against
you
Canadian
just can't
teams.
come with us. Yeah,
And he's like, well, that's fine.
Wow.
I'm like, well, so you're basically
Oh,
just
delayed
saying like,
penalty.
oh
I was like,
yeah,
where?
you're basically just saying like, oh yeah, I don't care about my squad. Like,
literally.
No, I'm no like good-looking man, but like that guy.
Tyler,
got hit
shut
with
up,
the
you're
ugly
handsome.
ugly stick, like.
You know,
God,
Tyler Bertuzzi is a fucking objectively ugly human being. Delayed penalty on the Chicago.
If I-
Oh, Taylor Hall.
I'd be at my house watching our dogs because fireworks. But if I wasn't,
But oh yeah, hooking by a mile. Yeah,
That's hooking.
that's definitely hooking. God,
cheers, buddy.
it's just,
I don't know. I'm still trying to figure
dude,
out
like
what
I know it's us. You know, obviously we love the Winter Classic we're in, right? And you're gonna love like everything about it. Like, I just think that whole Winter Classic is so much better than anything in the last few years. Like, this is
There are times
awful.
where I'm like, how do I sing it? And I'm like, I don't really try.
I'm not gonna say it's like the best,
But-
but it's definitely better than this.
They
Better
set,
than
they
this.
had a great setup. Like, they put the thing that what I loved it was that they put the ice between first and third on the baseball name.
Yeah.
Are we talking about Seattle game?
Yeah, the Seattle game.
Yeah.
This is in the outfield. You can't see shit. Like,
No.
look at everything behind it. There's nobody back there. Like, all those people can't see the ice right now. Those people in the outfield stands. You can't see shit.
And again, it's just even if you look, like there's just so much empty space
Oh, it's a ton of empty space. But also, like, yeah, you make the excuse, like, you want to play in a cold weather area, right? You want to play in Chicago, it's snowing right now. But then again, it's like, are you going to get that many people at fucking 5 p.m. in Chicago where the sun's down, it's cold as shit?
To watch two bad teams.
Two bad teams. Bad teams. Like we
one's
talk,
like really bad and one's like regular bad.
Yeah, Chicago's like Chicago's historically bad, and St. Louis is just bad.
All right, so I have a question. How do they choose what team's gonna host the Winter Classic? Do they just like randomly?
Draw?
No, not randomly for sure. I think
it's just the NHL picks it, right?
Well, the NHL picks it, but like anything else, I think there's 32 teams. Some teams are more powerful than others. They hold more sway than others. They bring in more revenue than others, which goes back to what I was mentioning earlier about how Phil Foley said like, oh yeah, we'll do a Winter Classic in Seattle, but just so you know, this means we're getting an outdoor game. Yep. I don't know if it'll be a Winter Classic or a Stadium Series.
Either way, I'll take it. Here we go.
Let's go.
I guarantee you, within the next 3 years, we're getting an outdoor game in Vegas.
Yeah. No, I'll take it. I'll love it. Like,
and that's why Chicago, they're original 16. They're a very powerful team. They're gonna. Yeah. The only reason you don't see a lot of Canadian teams in the Winter Classic is because they made a whole series for them, the Heritage Classic.
Yep.
Nothing but Canadian teams, and maybe they'll throw in Detroit or something.
Yeah, it's too much of the Northeast and those Eastern teams. That's
why it was such a big deal.
Colorado and LA played together. That was huge.
Yeah, those are two big teams that get a lot of views. They both won Stanley Cups in the last 10 years. And that's why it was such a big deal where Columbus, they have the Stadium Series in Buckeye Stadium.
Yeah, that's going to be a good game.
That's why people were talking. That's why we were buzzing about it. Like, oh shit, this bad team finally got an outdoor game.
It's Columbus and who else?
Florida had to go to back-to-back Stanley Cup Finals to finally get a chance at an outdoor game.
Yep.
Obviously, part of that is geography, but also it's like I said, certain teams have more sway.
I really feel like you should reward good teams with these.
I don't know exactly where we are, but look where Vegas is in terms of value. Like, we're in the top third already, they
had that Oilers Flames Heritage Classic, last year or 2 years ago? That makes sense, because they're earning a lot, but also I hated those Oilers jerseys from the Heritage Classic recently. I just hate the Oilers, but I
hate their regular branding so much that I like those jerseys.
You should reward good teams with outdoor classics.
They can make sure they could do classic rivalries. I think that would also be really
cool. Yeah. It should be like a Toronto v Boston.
Yeah. I would love to see. If Detroit gets good in the next 2 years, I would love to see another Toronto-Detroit one. That was fucking great.
That, or if I could get a Detroit Habs game.
That'd be awesome.
I would love that.
That's the thing too. I noticed I don't know if it's like a rule, but they always seem to be in the same conference. I'm like, no, let's have fucking Detroit versus Toronto.
Detroit Habs. That would be.
Or Detroit Habs. That's what I meant.
Because that rivalry. I'm sure. Did you watch that ESPN special?
The 30 for 34.
Yeah, the one. It was so awesome. And just the back and forth and going over the entire just how it sprouted and everything.
I'm on site every single
game they played. It was fist fights.
And again, it's not just one-on-one. It was the team versus team throwing hands.
That's what I mean. They should lean into rivalries, like Jacob said. Look at this, Chicago and St. Louis. Who gives a shit?
Again, right now we're in the second period. It's 2-1. The Blues have 11 shots on goals. Chicago's got 10. Nothing amazing has happened. I think there's only been one penalty.
Yeah, it was one
scrum here,
couple penalties
scrum there, but nothing major.
Nothing exciting.
It's just been very blah. And honestly, the only reason why we're watching it is because it's on in the background.
It should be rivalry games, like we said. It should be Toronto-Boston. It should be.
To me, here's the criteria that I think should be. One, is it a good matchup in general?
Yes. Yes.
Are they teams that are good teams that are close in the standings?
Yes. Yeah.
2, location. Do you have a good venue?
Yes.
3, jersey matchup. do these teams both have distinct aesthetics, and would watching these aesthetics go at each other just visually be pleasing?
Yeah, right.
Like, that sounds stupid, but like that's why that Detroit fucking Toronto suit, red versus blue. Give me a red versus blue.
Yeah.
Give me a even us in Seattle, gold versus blue. Those colors complement each other.
With this, they could really like hype it up and get into like
Should've been in blue
this is a
versus red,
solid, really good middle point of the year. We're gonna end the year or start the year on a really good way. Like this is something they could really build up to, but it's just
I don't want to watch a toilet bowl just because Connor Bedard
Especially because
is
they're
playing
bad.
for us.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to think of like what would be a good match this year? Not
Toronto and Boston.
I say not involving us. Like yeah, Toronto
Toronto,
Boston.
Colorado and the Stars.
Colorado and Dallas.
Winnipeg
Colorado
and
and Dallas would
Dallas.
be
Yeah. Winnipeg
Winnipeg and
Dallas.
Montreal. Winnipeg and Minnesota.
Yeah.
Ooh, that also would have been
Oh yeah.
good.
And normally I would say like, oh well, it's the same teams. Well, I don't give a shit because those are good teams. I want to watch them play. Like,
Yeah, and again, if it's going to be a good game, then I'm going to be invested. But if it's a game like this, where again mediocre at best, it doesn't even have my attention. Like I'm
Yeah.
just like,
Well, I mean, at the beginning of the year, the Devils and the Rangers, the Devils and the Islanders. Like,
yeah.
like there's so many like options in the East Coast that wasn't this, or even in the Central. There was so many options that was, like we said, Dallas and Colorado, Dallas and Winnipeg, Dallas and Minnesota. Like those top four teams you can interchangeably be throw.
It would have been a great Florida and Carolina.
Florida and Carolina,
Yeah.
Tampa Bay and Carolina.
like,
There's so many options you can do. That's not this
but it's
terrible
just
team.
bad.
Like these teams are like one Chicago is just a dog shit overall.
And the Blues are also just
It's not good. They're in
No.
sixth place. This game doesn't matter.
Yeah. You know what would have been a good one? Fucking LA and Winnipeg.
LA and
I would watch
Winnipeg.
that.
LA and Montreal. Not in Montreal, I'm sorry.
Fucking Hollywood versus fucking Manitoba. Like
Dude,
how
Manitoba.
contrasting is that?
LA and Edmonton.
Yeah.
Like, it should be so many options you could have had that's just not this.
I always hate it when people like other podcasts like they just immediately hate on everything the NHL do, but like this Winter Classic was
Oh,
just
no,
it was just
This
a
is
mess.
bad.
It's
This
a
is
mess.
bad Winter Classic.
Like there's nothing
Like, obviously-
outstanding about it.
Obviously, it's still fun to see an outdoor game and it's
Sure.
the holidays and all that. Like,
I
there's
love
always
it.
going to be some degree of fun, but at the same time, like you guys really could have made this not this bad. Maybe they were thinking like way back when they made the schedule. Oh well, Chicago should be better. St. Louis should be better. Well, Chicago's not better.
No.
It's like,
No,
what they were really thinking was,
How do you look at that roster? I
Let's get
think
some pictures of
Chicago.
Connor
Yeah.
Bedard with eye black on.
How do you look at that roster and think Chicago was going to be better? Like that team's dog shit. Like,
Yeah. Wow, they have Ryan Donato on the first line.
oh boy, they got Teuvo Teravainen and they signed him.
When do they announce who's playing for the Winter Classic?
Right
towards the
around
beginning of the
right
year,
around when
or-
the other Winter Classic ends, right?
It's not quite a full year, but it's almost a full year before,
Yeah. So like when we played last year, they named this Winter Classic like a week after.
Okay.
And I saw something where like they're planning to name the next one within the next week. So and then
Should
I
we
saw,
play a fun game? What's gonna be the next Winter Classic?
Yeah.
Well, from what I saw, Gary Bittman's like it's unexpected, it's unique, it's this. So that tells me it's gonna be one of the Florida teams. It's gonna be the Panthers, and I think it'd be like the Panthers and the Bruins.
Honestly,
That'd
I
be a
wouldn't
good
mind
one.
seeing the Wild do a Winter Classic.
Yeah, I would love it.
So it's basically confirmed that the Panthers are playing an outdoor game. They didn't say Winter Classic specifically.
Outdoor.
Yeah.
But I will put my money on it's going to be, you said Panthers versus Boston.
Yes.
I'm going to say it's going to be Panthers versus Toronto. They're
I
going
can see that.
They're going
Yep.
to. That's going to be their concession. It's going to be Panthers, but we'll bring in a big Canadian team.
Yeah, you could. That's why I said Boston too. You could bring in one of those two guys, and then we'll
Yeah,
travel.
but Boston just bought. That's obviously not going to stop them. But I said, but Boston just had one fucking 2 years ago.
True. Toronto. You can have that Toronto fans travel into Florida and have
Yeah.
a good game.
That's
What do you
my
think?
bet.
This one's kind of hard. I wouldn't be mad at like a Kings Winnipeg game.
I would prefer
I would
that.
fucking love that.
I think that would be fun.
I like what I think it's going to be. It'd be a Florida game versus somebody else. What I want it to be. I want it to be Winnipeg and like Dallas or Winnipeg and Minnesota.
Well, here's a fun game. On that note, if we're talking about Western teams, let's say in a perfect world that baseball stadium does get built, or even if it's a stadium series game in the Raiders stadium.
Oh God, I would love it.
Who would you like to see Vegas play in Vegas in an outdoor game?
L.A.
I was like, LA would probably be my first go-to.
And then Edmonton would be my second.
Either the Canucks or Winnipeg would also be good options.
Well, you got to project ahead, though. I think of all these rebuilding teams, I think San Jose is going to get better.
I was going to say the Sharks.
first.
Honestly, if we could get that rivalry that we used to have with the Sharks, God, I would love it. Because it's not fun picking on them all the time. And the last game we played, it was closer than I wanted to be. But
Yeah.
again, I miss that rivalry that we had with them. I'd love to have that back.
Yeah, I think we can get it back, especially how good they can be soon.
Yeah,
with the
and
rebuild.
it could be fun. It's two warm weather teams. Like
Yeah.
they could be
Yep.
you're at the game and they're playing on the loudspeaker. The Melikaliki Laka is a thing to
St. Louis
say.
Justin Falk just scored a fucking bomb from the fucking just below the blue line.
Good. Fuck Chicago.
Yeah, watch
Who's
this.
Chicago's goalie?
Peter Mrazek.
I was gonna say, I don't fucking know. Who cares?
It doesn't matter. It's Peter Mrazek and Arvid Soderblom. It was supposed to be Boursois. He got injured.
Yeah.
Remember, he's out for the entire year. But watch this.
Wall.
And just
Damn.
a fucking fist missile. No deflection, straight shot, top shelf
Damn.
from the fucking blue line.
Justin Falk and his glorious mustache.
Hell yeah. But I think we're at about an hour. We can probably wrap it up.
I know we're
with-
not listening to it, but how many times do you think they talk about Connor Bernard?
Oh, they probably said, why was the Connor Bedard out on that play to stop the deflection on that puck?
I feel like even if it's it could be 6-0 St. Louis right now, they'd be like, well, times are dark for Chicago. But
They have Connor Bedard.
they have Connor Bedard.
And everything
will be better
okay.
eventually. Things will be better eventually.
Oh, sweet.
I can't believe that they fired their head coach knowing that they were going to be terrible.
Agreed.
That was such
Agreed.
a bad decision. They're going to be bad. Why fire the guy?
I mean, I guess, he was on the last year of his deal, so it's not a huge deal, but at the same time, yeah, it's what's the point?
What's the point?
fucking
You guys are going to be terrible. Why fire him?
Well, that's the thing. I think they genuinely thought they would be better this year. I think they thought they'd be where St. Louis is, where they're in the mix for a wild card.
No.
Well, Alex, they have fucking Ryan
there
Donato
goes
and
Bedard.
Foligno.
And Connor Bedard.
Connor Bedard.
Taylor Hall. Cool. You still have fucking
honestly,
Patrick Maroon and
I think it was as simple as Connor Bedard seems to be going backwards. You can't have that. You
no.
can't have that.
Yeah, he does. I know he's still having a pretty good season, but he's not having nearly as good of a season as
Is
last
he
year.
though? Let's see.
He's over a point per game, I think. Maybe I'm high on rookie crack.
My bad. I forgot that the NHL app is literally impossible to fucking use.
Unusable.
It's
Let me pull up the ESPN app.
I will
instead.
say, with how much the NHL and everybody hypes up Bedard, I'm very disappointed. I'm where's
Oh, yeah, he's
where's
nothing
this
near.
greatness that I keep hearing all about?
Yeah, 2024, 2025. He's got
37 games played, 10 goals, 22 assists, 32 points, minus 17.
That's awful.
That's not bad production, but
He's in his
not
second
what
year,
you're
but
expecting.
no.
'Cause remember how everyone at the end of last year, Bedard didn't have the best rookie year, but McDavid and McKinnon, they both got the Hart Trophy their second year. So Bedard, he's going to be that. He's going to be
No,
Hart.
he's
He's going to
not.
be Hart Trophy level this year. Nope.
Nope, I agree. But yeah, we're about an hour. I think we're good.
Yeah.
We'll be back for another one. But, until then, stay gold, boys.
Yeah, Kyler's taking a piss, but stay gold, everyone.